Hello there friends and followers, and welcome to this Prepar3D video. We are currently situated at Valdez Airport, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Vertx Diamond DA62 general aviation aircraft for Prepar3D version 4. The Diamond DA62 is one of the newest and most advanced general aviation aircraft you can buy today. Powered by two turbocharged 180 horsepower jet fuel diesel engines, the DA62 features a sleek carbon composite airframe, advanced avionics, TKS anti-icing, redundant engine control computers, and many more advanced systems. In this first look video of this beautiful aircraft, we are going to be examining the 3D modeling, the texture work, the aircraft systems, and then we're going to take it for a short flight around the area and bring it back and land. I have watched hours of footage of the real aircraft flown by real-world pilots and read their reviews in order to make this first look video as informative as possible. So without further ado, let's get started. Let us begin by examining the exterior texture work and the 3D model, and as you can see, the guys at Vertx have done a phenomenal job in creating a very authentic, high-quality rendition of the real DA62. The texture work is of the highest quality, and the 3D modeling is extremely authentic. Every detail has been modeled into this aircraft to make it look exactly like the real thing. As you can see here, the curvature on the props there, the highly detailed wing right here. As you can see, the attention to detail is absolutely marvelous here at the landing gear area. The lights down here, everything really has been modeled to look exactly like the real aircraft, a very authentic, very high fidelity representation of the real aircraft. As you can see, the reflections are done quite well, both on the windshield and the aircraft fuselage, to recreate a highly authentic and very high fidelity rendition of the real DA62. The interior of this Vertx Diamond DA62 is a faithful replica of the real aircraft. Everything you see here is modeled to look exactly like the real thing. The knobs, the switches, the displays, everything has been really modeled with a lot of care, with a lot of attention to detail. Really a beautiful aircraft, both inside and out. Here, if we go to the overhead panel here, again, looks exactly like the real aircraft. By the way, not everything is modeled, but in terms of the look and feel, it looks exactly like the real aircraft. And I've spent a lot of time interrogating footage of the real aircraft. Let me tell you, this is exactly how the real aircraft looks. There is no difference, and the quality is simply outstanding. Very well made aircraft in terms of the 3D modeling and the texture work. You can see here the leather seats, the armrest, everything just looks absolutely phenomenal in terms of the 3D modeling and the texture work. The Vertx DA62 comes with a detailed user guide to help you set up your sim for best performance, as well as many other useful information in using the G1000 device, updating your nav ID and approach database, and many other items that you can consult the user guide for. As far as the aircraft manual itself and the G1000 device, the control panel actually references the real-world aircraft and G1000 device. The Vertx DA62 ships with a modern-looking and user-friendly control panel that gives you access to help documents, the user guide, as well as the links to the real DA62 airplane flight manual and Garmin G1000 device. It's got some usage stats here on this side, and this information is reserved for the serial number and the version of the aircraft. The avionics tab gives you access to configure the cockpit state on load, G1000 gear up alert, the fast start for your Garmin device, as well as the G1000 auto CWS. Also, you can configure the auto CWS aileron and elevator triggers. The nice thing about the control panel is if you need more information about any item, you simply hover here and it will tell you exactly where to find this information in the provided user guide. The Realism tab gives you access to set up the realism behavior of the aircraft in terms of stall spin behavior, single engine asymmetrical thrust, P-factor hypoxia simulation, as well as hypoxia tolerance. The graphics tab allows you to configure some items for performance, so if you are noticing a drop in FPS, you can always turn off some of these options to save on frames. You also have the ability to download no mipmap textures. The details of all of this is provided to you here, and more information is available in the user guide. The Animations tab allows you to configure the engine start torque reaction, engine vibration, the roll vibration, wing flex, touchdown thump, overspeed, and stall buffets. The sounds on the Vertx DA62 are done quite well, and this is where you are able to configure the sounds to your liking. So you have the master volume, and then you can control the engine sounds, the propeller, wind sounds, the G1000 sounds, and so on and so forth. The fuel and payload tab gives you the ability to refill your oxygen and de-ice fluid tanks. It also provides you with the ability to either mimic the P3D default behavior for fuel and payload, or you can say remember. So the next time you come to the aircraft, it will remember how much fuel and what was the payload. The Advanced tab is more of a housekeeping tab where you can reinstall some of the modules should you encounter any problems with the aircraft. More information is, of course, always provided in the user guide by hovering on the More Info link. We are now ready to take the DA62 for a short flight, and let's go ahead first and close the doors. Okay, battery master is on, and the systems will initialize now. We're going to head over here, fuel control. Again, the sounds are done quite well. I really like the sounds on this aircraft, and we're going to wait for the Garmin devices now to initialize. We're going to turn on the avionics master switch to the on position, and we can't start the engines until the alignment is complete. Avionics master. There we go. Now, by the way, the Garmin devices are so detailed. They are exactly like the real device, and for this reason, Vertx provides you with links to the real Garmin G1000 device. We are not going to be covering the details of this in this video, but just suffice it to say that this is extremely detailed. You will get a lot of appreciation for the amount of details that are provided in this Garmin device. So what we'll do is we will just simply take the aircraft for a flight, and maybe I will save the video for a detailed tutorial on the Garmin G1000 devices for some other time. Okay, we are ready now to start our engines. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on the engine master and simply click here. Yeah, we have a good start on the right engine. There we go, and a good start on the left engine as well. Very simple to start the engines. Let's get some instrument lights here going. By the way, the floodlights look also very nice. Look at that. That looks really, really nice. Yeah. We forgot the position lights, so we'll turn them on now. Taxi lights. And we are ready now to taxi to the runway. What does it say here? Oh, okay. Pitos. And we are good. Alternators are on. All right. So we're not really following the proper checklist, but I just really want to show you the aircraft in this first look video. All right, we're good to go. Let's release the parking brake and head over to the runway. Parking brake released. Listen to those sounds. Beautiful sounds. I hope you noticed how the wheel turned, and this is exactly how the aircraft wheels turn in real life. So really the attention of detail is just simply excruciating with this aircraft. Really, really very well done. The sounds are great. Again, they sound reasonably realistic. Really well made in all departments so far. The 3D modeling, the texture work, the sounds, and the behavior so far is spot on. Right, we are approaching the runway now. By the way, this scenery is that of Vertx, and the airport code is Papa Alpha Vector Delta. Right, here we go. Right, we're going to bring the aircraft to a short stop here at the hold short point. Look at that. Just the way it brakes, really, really good. Landing lights are on, taxi off, and strobes are on. How about we do take on? We don't need flaps. It's a long runway, so we're fine. All right, let's go. We're going to rotate at about 80 knots. All right, we are ready to go. We'll give it full power. And 80 knots, rotate. Positive rate, gears going up. Now, one thing I noticed is that the oil temperature, the engine temperature are immediately warm once you start the aircraft, which is, again, this is not a completely study level aircraft, is not exactly like the A2A aircraft when it comes to the maintenance and the temperatures and things like that, but hopefully those are future enhancements. Flies really, really nice. Very fluid, extremely responsive. Some wind there. All right. Let me take it to about 2,000 feet. By the way, this aircraft is capable of about 192 knots. See the vibrations. Really nice aircraft to fly. Okay, we're safe now. So, all right, so the first thing I want to show you guys is we're going to turn off the left engine. Okay, there's some winds here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is just make sure that we're stable. There's some wind here. All right, so to turn off the engine, we're going to turn off the left engine. So there we go. Okay, so the left engine is now completely turned off, as you can see. It's not running. And the aircraft is doing just fine. And when I saw the video of the real-world pilot flying the aircraft, and they turned the engine off, and he was actually able to climb with no problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it power, and I'm going to see if we can do the same. We definitely can climb. Our speed is going down. But as you can see, no problems operating the aircraft with a single engine. Alright, let's go ahead and start the engine again. And the left engine is now on again. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to reduce our speed to idle. And, okay, and we're going to lower the landing gear momentarily. Alright, I think we're good. Landing gear is down. Alright, and flaps, takeoff flaps. And now, we're going to see what happens when we reach the... I'm attempting to stall the plane now. Let's see what happens. Pitch up a little bit. Notice the vibrations. That is very realistic according to what I have seen in the real world footage. There we go. So I didn't want the aircraft to enter into an inadvertent spin and really ruin the video. But what I've seen here is very similar. The behavior of the aircraft is very similar to what I've seen in the real world footage of the aircraft. Some folks were doing exactly the same thing. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to head back to the airport and land. We are heading back to Valdez Airport to land now. And my concluding remarks on this aircraft is that it is an extremely fun aircraft to fly. Definitely worth its price of $39.95, something like that. It's not like the A2A in terms of, you know, the maintenance hangar and replacing spark plugs and things like that. But in terms of flight characteristics, it is very similar to the real thing based on my interrogation of the real world footage that I've seen. Alright, let's go ahead and lower the landing gear. Real joy to fly. Does very well at low speeds. And this is due to the custom coding that was done to continuously calculate the forces above and below the wings. Right, we're going to go to flaps. Landing flaps. Touchdown. Really beautiful aircraft to fly. Very easy, by the way, to land. Not very difficult to land this aircraft. Well, folks, based on my first look video here and based what I've seen in the real world footage of the aircraft and how this aircraft mimics what's in real life, I definitely give it a final score of 8.5 out of 10. I haven't seen really, by the way, the rain effect. It doesn't seem to have a rain effect yet. but according to the what I read in the forums is that this will follow in a upcoming update. Overall, beautiful aircraft to fly, incredibly realistic in terms of its flight dynamics, at least according to what I've seen in the real-world footage of the aircraft. What we're going to do now is we're going to turn off everything here, so that when I come the next time, everything will be turned off and I can start it again from a cold and dark state. No position lights, no strobes, no landing lights. And we can turn off the pitos. Avionics master is off. And we're going to come back here and kill the fuel. Fuel is killed, and let's see here. No, that's not what I wanted to do. The alternators can go off, and the master battery can go off, and now, as you can see, it's saying shutting down system. And this will take a bit of time, about a minute, to turn off everything, power down the aircraft, which is again very realistic. I've watched this in one of the videos, and this is the realistic behavior of the aircraft. Well, folks, my concluding remarks on this Vertx Diamond DA62 is that it is a must-have general aviation aircraft for GA enthusiasts. It is a well-made aircraft both in the visuals department and in terms of its flying characteristics, and it is reasonably priced at $39.95. This is pretty much it for our first look video of this aircraft. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.